So, Anitra, did you ever race marbles as a kid?
No. Why?
How about Plinko? How do you feel about Plinko?
I love Plinko.
Who doesn't love Plinko, right?
Right.
Okay. But this is a board game review, not a Price is Right game review or commercial.
Fine.
Thankfully, there is something out there that kind of captures some of the anticipation of Plinko, with a little bit of strategy mixed in too.
It's this, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is a snap review for Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain is a cooperative, strategic Plinko-like game for 2 to 6 players published by Amigo. There is absolutely no reading in this game, so your pre-readers can totally play. And a game is nice and quick, 5 to 10 minutes.
So let's start with the art in Magic Mountain. I mean, it's there.
It works.
It's serviceable. Nobody's going to be super impressed by it, but it does the job.
Yep.
There are 10 minis. There are 6 students.
And 4 witches.
They're not super high quality, but they're serviceable and they're sturdy. Your kids are not going to break these.
And you can tell which one is which.
Yes. The game board is clear enough to leave no question as to where you can move the figures. And there are marbles. They're marbles.
Yep, they're fine too. The purple marble is a little dark. I thought it was black. It's supposed to be purple.
Yeah.
Fine. So let's talk about the mechanics of this game, Magic Mountain, this pre-reader game.
The game starts with 6 students lined up at the top of the sloped board. The 4 witches go a little bit lower down on the 4 witch icons.
The players pull a marble out of the marble bag. These are the will-o'-the-wisps, if you follow the story in the game manual.
And then they pick one of the lanes at the top of the board to put the marble in. Once the will-o'-the-wisp is free, it's unpredictable. It rolls down the branching paths, bumping into figures as it goes. Any figure it hits moves to the next spot on the switchback path in that marble's color.
And if there's no more spots, then that figure goes to the kind of holding area at the bottom, which is sort of the goal of the game.
The goal, yeah.
The goal is to get 4 students to the bottom before 3 witches get to the bottom.
That's it. Well, technically there's also a competitive mode that works roughly the same way, where 2 players control either 3 witches or 3 students, but you're still just moving them by what the marble hits. So let's talk our expectations. What did you expect from this game, Andrew?
All right. Well, I first saw this at the Gamma Expo. I mentioned that before last week, and the folks at Amigo were kind enough to demo this game for me. I mean, I saw the box. It looks cute. I expected something relatively simple and straightforward with the 5+ on it and the pieces, which are kind of, large and chunky and almost cartoony, right? So I mentioned the game to you.
And it just looked like a simple kids game to me. I wasn't super interested, but I knew you were going to play it with our youngest.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're the family gamers after all.
That's what we do.
Were you surprised at all?
I was. When we first pitched playing the game to our youngest, who's 7 years old, he wasn't terribly interested either.
He's a grump pants.
He was being a big grump.
Yeah, I mean, he usually is. He's 7. It happens.
But you got him to come over and try the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't long before he was whooping and hollering and, oh! So I came over to see what all the fuss was about. And he was setting up for another game because you guys had just finished.
Mm-hmm.
I double-checked with him because he seemed so uninterested in the beginning. But it literally took 5 minutes and 1 game to win him over.
Yeah. And a typical gaslighting 7-year-old, he was like, yeah, we're playing again, obviously. What are you talking about? He's ridiculous. From the first time I saw Magic Mountain, I was honestly surprised how invested I was in this game. Again, I'm standing in this convention hall looking at this game. Games of chance like Plinko, they always have people kind of on the edge of their seats because any bounce could be victory or defeat or something like that. You have some control over where the marble will go because of where you started, but the truth is that once you let it go, just like the narrative says with the will-o'-the-wisps, they have a mind of their own.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how engaged everyone at the table was all of the time.
As that marble is rolling down the hill, you really want to pick your piece up and move it to the next appropriate spot as fast as possible, because the marble might hit it if you catch it just right.
It's also a game that an adult should set up. Clipping the plastic supports onto the sides of the board was easy for us, but it's hard for little hands to do it without mangling things.
This is a 10-minute game that is loaded with fun.
Yes!
We all love strategic games, but sometimes it's just better to just sit down and rock through something that's nice and easy and fast for the kids.
It's super fun!
So, Anitra, what do you think we're going to rate Magic Mountain from Amigo.
I think we're going to give it 4 out of 5 Will-o'-the-Wisps.
All right, and that's Magic Mountain
In a snap.